with a pretty large population at around 850 thousand people. It just has a world of exploration that people should definitely check out. The way the media hypes it up, you would think that it's a much larger area than it is.
That's the biggest thing is it's not your forever home, it's your right now home, and it's a
Mhm.
stepping stone to your forever home, right?
Exactly.
So keeping that mindset. Try to
Yeah.
explain rates are high, prices are low. If the rates come down, our prices are going to go up.
Giving seller credits, which you weren't getting in the previous
Yeah.
market.
Hey, this is Real Talk About Real Estate. This is Kina Knisley with Keller Williams. And today I am with Osazee Edebiri from San Francisco. How are you?
I'm doing well. Great to be here, Kina.
Yes, I'm so excited to get to learn about San Francisco today. So tell us about the area that you service.
Well, I can start off with that I was born and raised here in the Bay Area. So I got that bridge in my background and I grew up seeing it left and right because I grew up in Richmond, which is funny enough is only 15 minutes away, but it's just across the water. So of course, we frequent San Francisco all the time since it's so close. And it's just a very I'd honestly say unique city in that it's super small. It's only 7 miles across, but with a pretty large population at around 850 thousand people. It just has a world of exploration that people should definitely check out, especially aside from whatever people see in the media or on news.
Yeah, they tend to focus only on the bad stuff. I still love going down to the Fisherman's Wharf, grabbing some crab and that big loaf of sourdough bread that you eat in a day,
So,
one
so
bar.
I mean, you could spend like 3 days just in that area alone, and
Yeah.
that's just a blip of the magic of the city. People don't even realize, like with the hills and everything, it's just so dynamic. First of all, San Francisco has like an ordinance where you have to have a park every 0.25 miles. So if you just
Really?
walk, yes, if you just walk around the city, you'll see a park every single little blip that you walk. And the great thing about that is you're going to, be able to take part in everything that's going on in a various day. So, I mean, I think just coming and taking a visit and just walking around, getting an idea. Yeah, sure. Every city has like some blight or whatever, those type of
Yeah.
things. But the funny thing about San Francisco, the way the media hypes it up, you would think that it's a much larger area than it is. But the areas that are, let's say, quote unquote, rougher are so small. And honestly, they've been shrinking too.
Yeah.
So it's
That is amazing. I had no idea. I remember there are a lot of parks, but every quarter mile, and it's a mandate. That is brilliant. It
it's really
keeps the
good.
air clean, and I mean, any green space is wonderful. So,
Absolutely. And I actually play softball in the city. So we get to take advantage of several parks and things like that. And they have a lot that are being upgraded. Actually, like my normal fields that I play at are being renovated right now. So I'm looking really forward to next season.
yeah, I love that. All right. So, how is the market in San Francisco right now? Are the houses
Well,
selling? What are you seeing?
It's kind of interesting, right? Because I think, the overall dynamic of our market is that it's a bit slower, right? Compared to especially, a couple or a few years ago. But the thing that's interesting is I think a lot of people will think that the value is gone. And I think it definitely softened up. But what I'm seeing is a lot of smart buyers. This is a really good time for them because well, in the previous market, the competition was so fierce that you could have 50 to 100 offers, and I mean at that point it was like people were just doing whatever they could, removing full contingencies and being 200, 300, $400,000 over ask and sometimes still not winning. Whereas now there's a lot of deals to be had, so I actually think that this is a great time to come scoop up some prime property in a place where we have the richest people in the world living here. Like, it's actually crazy. A lot of people don't think about it. And again, it's only 7 miles across, but because of the demographic and the location of the city, and just how easy access it is, plus of course, big tech, um, you, and finance and all of these other things, it's a place that people really want to be at. It's kind of crazy if you come here and you get to know like locals, because you being in Hawaii, people always talk about like the locals versus like the
Yeah.
tourists, right? And San Francisco has its own dynamic of that, but something that a lot of locals will actually say is that they kind of like that the media is putting out all the negativity, so that way it kind of keeps people at bay from move to our area, just because they rather not deal with potential property value going up and all of those type of things that come with a lot of mass people coming in, because that's what it was before. So
Yeah, just drives up the property taxes, right?
yeah, I think it's a great time. In fact, our broker at my brokerage just bought a home in Cole Valley in the city, and she loves it.
So, wow. Yeah. So what if I want to buy a home in your area? What's the average price point? What
Good question. So, I mean, sales right now are roughly around 1.5, 1.6. But again, given that we have, like, because I know you've talked to several agents all over the country. So, given that we have such a large, city in terms of population, it's still an aggressive range. So there are people that can come by potentially a starter home for the Bay Area in San Francisco, because there's a lot more homes, right? Now, if you were to go down the peninsula, even just 15 minutes, San Mateo County, south of San Francisco County, which a lot of people don't know that San Francisco is a city and a county in itself. That county, you're averaging at 2.1 million just to buy a starter. Yeah.
2.1?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's what it is. So in San Francisco, there is actually a huge disparity or between the overall sales, even though that's what the average is, because we have so many homes that are at a much higher price point. You can still get in. So, like for example, the other day I had a couple that was buying their first home, and they were able to get something around 1 million, right? Which I know that some people around the
I know
country are going to
listeners are
say,
like, that's a deal.
yeah, yeah. For the Bay Area, they're going to be like, okay, that's a deal. But for some of those cities where maybe they're at like an average of 400K, that looks outstanding. But we still have all those tools that everybody has access to around the country, right? So one thing that I like to talk about with first time home buyers, especially, is that you can take advantage of those low lender rates, and as well as down payments, right? So a person can get a home at about 3.25%, or sorry, 3.5% down, right? Now, if you think about that at let's say a $500,000 home, purchase price, 5%, that's like, the difference isn't actually that much when you kind of think about it at a down payment, right? So at $1 million, if the person is qualified to purchase that home, they're putting down $35,000, right? So I think that in some aspect, it might even be better to go for a home that is at that higher value, just because they're going to get a home that's going to appreciate higher over time and give them a lot more, potential to do other things, maybe pull out equity in the future, or use that, growth from their current home to buy another home that's like more of a fit for what they're looking for long term, so they can start somewhere.
Yeah, because that's the biggest thing, is it's not your forever home, it's your right now home, and it's a
Hmm.
stepping stone to your forever home, right?
Exactly.
So keeping that mindset. I know, and we have the same sort of pricing here. Actually, this morning I opened up the MLS and we had 24 new single family home listings,
Wow.
but one were seven figures. And the one that wasn't seven figures was 995.
Oh, so
So
basically
it's
seven
5K
figures.
away
Yeah,
from that
yeah,
seven
yeah,
figure,
yeah.
which is just but again, I mean, there's ways to get into those
Yeah,
things.
but I mean, but again, keep in mind, like here in the city, I mean, you have a lot of condos, and there are potentially some houses that could go for less than $1 million. It's going to be smaller, but it just depends on what a person wants to start with. And again, thinking about area and stuff like that, those are the type of conversations that I can have with somebody, or give them more specifics, to help them figure out what's right for them in terms of where they're starting at.
Oh, yeah. So, are there any areas that are up and coming that maybe, might be a good place to buy now and know that in a few years that the
I,
better
you know, I think that's a great question. I think it at any price point, really, the city's up and coming, right? Because it took the largest hit during the when the interest rates went up, and when we got into this new market, it as far as a Bay Area city as a whole, it took the largest hit, and it kind of makes sense, right? Because if you look at the peninsula, it's heavily saturated. There's nowhere where people can go, and because there are more homes in San Francisco compared to the peninsula, there again, there's that spread in price point, and people, during that time frame were looking for opportunities to get maybe bigger homes or different types of things, right? Which is why I say I think the opportunity is created. I've had help several clients, whether they were trying to buy a single family home or buy an investment property, right? Where maybe they're house hacking, right? So house hacking is they're making some kind of rental income on their property, right? So maybe they get actually the last client that I had close in the city that did this, he bought a triplex, right? And
Oh,
so he was, and the thing is, yeah, that triplex would have easily been 300K more in the previous market cycle, maybe even a little bit more than that. And so he was able to get a great deal. He was able to capitalize on that. Two of the units were vacant. One of the units had awesome rent already. So he's starting from a really good place, and he can live in one unit, rent out the other unit, and honestly gets pretty close to, cutting that mortgage down completely. So that's I think another strategy that works very effective in my market specifically, because of how high our price points are. But regardless of that, I just think that because there was that downturn, this is the thing that people are waiting for, right? Like when the interest rates were low, everybody was like, oh, well, the prices have to go down. The prices have to go down, right? And so now the prices have gone down. But now a lot of people are stuck in this place where they want that same interest rate and the prices to go down at the same time,
yeah.
which, unfortunately, that's
It's a
just not how it
seesaw.
works.
I try to
Yeah.
explain rates are high, prices are low. Those prices, if the rates come down, our prices are going to go up. So you're better off jumping on it now, just suffering
Yeah.
until these rates come down.
Exactly. Jump on it while there's easy opportunity to get something, less competition. And then use this as the opportunity to either get something better or use the money to do something else with it, whether it's they want to come travel to visit you in Hawaii,
Yes.
because you have some more disposable income. And we know that everybody can use a little bit of that right now,
Yeah.
considering how the economy is in terms of inflation. So I think it's a good bet.
Yeah. Now, what about investing? Is it
Mhm,
now your guy got a triplex, which is excellent,
mhm.
but
Yeah, and
can
I
you get the multifamilies and will they cash?
absolutely. I mean, I invest myself, so I house hack personally. I rent out rooms in my primary home, and then I also own multifamily, throughout the Bay Area. So I have a lot of experience with it, and I can help people throughout it. I also, when I first started as a realtor, was on an investor friendly team. Now I'm a solo agent, but I did several transactions in regards to investing, whether it was house hacking or just buying straight up investment
Yeah.
property. And yeah, I think because properties are staying on the market quite a bit longer at this point in time, it is finally what we can call a buyer's market. Even though I think the numbers still don't quite hit what the actual definition is of a buyer's market, but I mean, we're seeing that the people that are being more aggressive and actively going out there to purchase properties in this time are getting great deals,
Yeah.
getting seller credits, which you weren't getting in the previous
Yeah.
market. Having an opportunity to pick more in terms of what property they purchase as opposed to before where it was kind of like, hey, we just got beat out on 3 or 5 offers. Now we're just taking whatever we can get, and they have a lot more time to make a healthier decision, I think.
Oh, yeah. So now I love the parks, but what else do people enjoy doing in San
In the
Francisco?
city. Well, so it's kind of funny because you have the water in the background. San Francisco is, world renowned for surfing. So it's a little bit colder than your water, but
Yeah, y'all are wearing those suits, right?
they are
Water
wearing suits.
suits.
Yeah. Although a lot of people don't wear the suits, surprisingly enough. I am
Really?
not a surfer. I do like ocean water over pools. But surfing it just wasn't in my genes. I do like watching other people do it. And yes,
Yeah,
I
I
think
like to watch too. It
San
requires me to get
Francisco.
wet. I'm not a fan.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I know I live in Hawaii and I hate getting wet. So
I mean, sometimes it's about the hair, right? It's just
yeah,
like you
it
got
is.
got to
It's
keep it
that
dry.
time of year. Yeah.
But San Francisco's typically seen as a top 10 spot for surfing, so that's definitely something, to check out. And as I was talking about landscaping, so the views from the city is just amazing. If a person wants a home where, they wake up every morning and they can just have, a wonderful Bay Area view. People will often talk about how many bridges you have in your view, right? So we have a lot of bridges here in the Bay Area, and there are a good number of homes where you can get views like that. So waking up or enjoying coffee or just taking a relaxing break just to bask in whatever's out there, from your own balcony or window can be pretty amazing. And then we just have a lot of different areas when it comes to, things like food. So you have Mission, where you're going to get a lot of Latin food, and then obviously we have a lot of Michelin star restaurants, things like that. There's opera, there's the huge scene when it comes to plays that came off of Broadway. And the good thing about it is because the city is not as big as people think it is, it's like very easy to get to these things, right? It's because it it's all like pretty close, walk, Uber, public transportation. It's pretty simple when you're inside of the core of San Francisco. You honestly never really need to leave.
Oh, yes, yes. Well, thank you so much. I always learn so much when I do these. I just love it because now I need to come back to San Francisco again and look at all the
Absolutely.
parks.
Yeah, maybe you can just go on a park tour or we
Yeah,
can do it together.
I've done the big bus, the big red
Yeah.
bus. I still have my blanket that I had. It was so cold.
Yeah,
So,
so I mean, our weather is very interesting. It's actually a lot of people actually really love it. It's typically never really too hot. Like we'll get a heat wave occasionally, but our heat wave in San Francisco is like 80, so people like love it. They'll go to Dolores Park, and it'll just be flooded with people. Like that in itself is just a spectacle because I don't think you've ever well, not you, but most people have never seen a park used in that way when it's just, they actually call it the beach.
really,
Yeah,
that is so cool.
yeah, it's pretty,
No,
it's
I
pretty
do love
interesting.
that too. I love that for families and couples,
Hmm.
everybody that you can just go hang in a green space. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. Well, thank you so much. It's been great to get to know you. And this is Kina Knisley with Real Talk About Real Estate. Thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.